It's Monday, November 4th, and welcome to the first full week of November. You're listening to the Day Weather Podcast. The week ahead, fairly unremarkable, especially if we were going to compare this week to the last couple of weeks, which have been so stormy. The weather across the Intermountain West will still be dominated by a jet stream that's going to want to come out of Western Canada and drop south and east across the northern and central Rockies into the plain states. This wind pattern, when it comes from the northwest, keeps temperatures at or below average. We're not going to be nearly as cold as we were last week, but we're also going to see temperatures at or a little below normal. And when you're under northwest flow, you are always susceptible to little cold fronts, little disturbances coming in out of central and western Canada through the Rockies and the plain states, mainly along and east of the Divide. One of those systems is moving through this morning. We did see a little bit of light snow in northeastern Wyoming and southern Montana and western South Dakota this morning, a few rain and snow showers in the Panhandle, Nebraska, and eastern Wyoming. There will be a few of these showers in some of these areas this morning, but nothing that's going to add up to much. West of the Divide, whether you're in western Wyoming or western Colorado, these systems aren't going to really do very much. Mainly picking on that northeast corner of Wyoming, western South Dakota. Those are the areas during the work week that may get occasional rain and snow shower activity, but the rest of the area is just going to be cool, pretty quiet, unremarkable. After such a stormy pattern during the second half of October, it's natural to expect the jet stream pattern to readjust here for the next week or so there won't be a lot going on. The next stronger front, that's going to come in late Saturday night, Sunday. And again, it's one of these systems coming in from the northwest, just a bit of a stronger push of colder air and maybe a better chance of snow shower activity along the Front Range and Eastern Plains and maybe the mountain areas come late in the week. Otherwise, not much going on. I think at the middle part of this month, that weekend of, let's say, the 15th and 16th, as we get on into that time frame, into Thanksgiving week and into that first week of December, long-range patterns do suggest that we're probably going to get colder and stormy again. It's not necessarily something we see in the computer modeling, but taking a look at those ocean temperatures out in the North Pacific, we see something that is partly responsible, in fact, largely responsible to our cold start to the fall season, and that is a body of water in the Gulf of Alaska that goes from west of British Columbia through the Gulf of Alaska and then up towards and near the Bering Sea area. The sea surface temperatures of those waters are a little warmer than normal. Now, this is not water you'd want to go jump into. It's very cold water, but relative to average, it's a warmer pocket of water, and we've seen this in cold fall and winter seasons. It's a little bit the opposite of what you would think. But when the water west of British Columbia up through the Gulf of Alaska into the Bering Straits, if it's just a degree or two centigrade warmer than its average in the fall-winter season, there is a natural tendency for a high-pressure area to build in the Gulf of Alaska during the course of this pattern where those water temperatures are a little bit warmer than average. When there's high pressure in the Gulf of Alaska, the tendency is for the lower 48 states to be colder. It's a very strong correlation. We can point to some of our big Arctic outbreaks in October and November over the last 10 years and point directly at that warm pool in the Gulf of Alaska. It's something that's not new. It's been around forever. But when it's a little bit warmer there, we are in North America colder. So it's one of those situations where we're colder than Anchorage, and Anchorage is warmer than us because we see those high pressure systems build when those water temperatures up in that North Pacific area are a little bit warmer than normal. And we see that warmer than normal temperature pattern in the North Pacific persisting at least here for another couple of months. So more often than not, between now and New Year's, it's likely going to be colder than normal. And more episodes of colder, wintry weather for the Rockies and the plains eastward will be likely going forward for the second half of November into early December. Thanks for listening to the Day Weather Podcast. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. Have a good Monday.